So this is a quick view of my TRX4 with a few of my upgrades, which I'm going to be showing you guys as well. I'm going to be starting from right here up in the front. You can check it out over here. I have the worn winch. I added a bit of fishing wire to attach the hook, and it works out pretty well because that's a pretty strong fishing wire. I went ahead and waterproofed this whole winch. Not the best work. I still gotta go back and add some nice heat shrink to that as well. Had to fix this up because it actually broke off, so I gave it a new connection. I've powered this winch with a battery which I've hooked up right in the front, so gives it a little bit of nice weight in the front to get that traction going on in it. And this hooks up to the Tamiya connectors right here, and I have a double connection. So one of them powers up the receiver for the winch, so I can control it from the controller, and the other line hooks up to the light kit, which I customized for the TRX4. Bought all the stuff, through online store. It's very cheap, and saved a bit of money over there. So I have over here been using the 5000 Traxxas battery. Does the job pretty well. It's kind of expanded as well because I've taken this on for a couple of drives. I went ahead and installed the brass mount, which allowed me to move the steering swivel a little bit more in the front, giving me all that extra space over here. It gives it a more cleaner look. It was also because I bent one of these rods and that whole plastic piece snapped off, so I had to go ahead and re-bend this back into space, and then I went ahead and bought this one to replace the previous plastic. The front bumper has been replaced as well. It's all metal. I prefer the slightly heavier, more durable stuff for the TRX4, and still have the 21 turn motor in here, even though I have a 12 turn motor, but I feel the 21 turn does the job perfectly for now. It's hooked up to the ESC. I have the hobby wing as well, but I'm trying to destroy all these electronics before I go ahead and start replacing them. Even though I've played around with it, it does the job pretty well. In the receiver box right here, I've gone ahead and installed a couple of LEDs, 1 and 2, which is wired up from right here, and it follows through. There's a double connection here because I have a couple of brake lights installed as well. Snaps around enough, a lot of wiring over here, goes through, clean finish from underneath the battery tray, and both of them hook up in there. For the suspension, I went ahead and removed that oil that came stock with the TRX4. I just thought it was too heavy. So I've gone ahead and installed a 10 weight, and I feel this is a lot better for, I guess, the trails that I hit. It's a lot more responsive, so it does the job pretty well. So in here I have a couple of things as well. I got the toolkit for all of that kind of stuff. I have a couple of extra little bit of wire. Got that 12 turn. I was using Surpass Hobby motor. One of the issues that I was having with this motor was that it's not a reverse turn motor, I guess, so it's hard for me to adjust the brake on this motor. So for me to every time I hook up the brake, usually it's go, and then back would be the brake, and then hit back again, reverse. So what happens with this is I get I press the accelerator, it'll go forward, and then when I hit it back, it goes straight into reverse, and then when I hit it again into reverse, it gives me the brake. So it's kind of screwed up, but still does the job. Good speed motor, it's pretty good. The hobby wing, I've played around with that, different settings as well. So this one I got a replacement for this in case it ever got burnt. I also have a couple of upgrades for the bottom for these right here. I've got the steel upgrades, and I'll show you guys that, I guess, in another video. But everything stock seems to be running. The only thing that I ended up changing in the first, I guess in the first couple of days, was the stock servos. Completely garbage. Gave up a couple of days into some good trails, so I went ahead and bought this off Amazon, and it's probably one of the best servos I've used. It was, I think, like 20 Canadian dollars, and it's been running for the past 7 months, doing the job. I've hit a lot of trails, I've done a lot of rock crawling with this, and it's insane how well this has put up with everything. I did have a couple of magnetic posts. I'm just not using those anymore. These clips work well. I have another lithium battery up in the front, which powers up the winch and powers up the lighting for which is installed on the body. I'll show you guys that later as well. And besides that, it's pretty much the same. So go ahead, subscribe on that channel. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll be sure to answer you guys as soon as possible.